The story starts back when I was 34 years of age. 2.5 years after I'd started investing in real estate, I had retired. I had purchased over 100 houses, single-family houses, and then I started moving into duplexes and fourplexes, eventually small apartments, and then eventually medium-sized apartments. During this time, people asked me to teach them how to do it, so I started mentoring people along the way, and they just followed what I knew. But it came to my attention, or my thought process, that if I'm going to teach all these people how to do this, I really should be the best that there is and have the highest level of knowledge possible. So what I did was I joined the Houston Apartment Association, which in turn made me a part of the Texas Apartment Association, the National Apartment Association, and I started taking their classes. And as I did, I found it very interesting that what you were really taking classes with was a bunch of people that were in the industry already, that were learning how to do it. And I went to the classes, and in no time at all, they'd asked me to leave the classes. You say, why? Well, the reason was I was talking to all people in the class going, you guys know this stuff really well. Why don't you own any apartments? You all operate apartments. You all know how they should operate. You work in them every day. Why don't you own one? And of course, the Apartment Association didn't want me saying that to people because these were employees of the people that were paying for them to be there. So they asked me to leave, and I said, I understand, and I left. But after I left, they called me back and said, you know what? We need somebody to teach the owners how to own apartment complexes and how to operate them. And I said, okay, I'll be willing to do that. So I started teaching up there. We started something called an IRO, Independent Real Estate Owner Council, and we brought people in and we studied the concept. Each year, there's an award given out called IRO, or Independent Real Estate Owner of the Year. And that year, they could see that I obviously was far ahead of everybody else, and they gave me the award in 2006. Then in 2007, they asked me to represent Houston at the National Apartment Association. And at the National Apartment Association, I won the 2007 Real Estate Investor of the Year. After I did that, I came back to Houston, and I sat down with my team, and I said, guys, we've been teaching people to buy houses. We've been teaching people to buy small apartments and medium apartments. I think we're now positioned to be able to start teaching people how to buy large apartments and how to actually compete in the industry, not just buy something for you as a mom and pop to have to retire with, but how to buy large apartments as businesses. And so we started doing that, and I said, look, just take what I did and copy it. And interesting concept, your whole life you've been told, don't copy. In school, they tell you, don't copy. And I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What I told them was, just copy everything I do. Take whatever's in my apartment, what you see, how it's done, staffing, payroll, the whole bit, build out, make readies, everything. Just copy it. And so people started doing that. What's interesting about that was we then took those people that were willing to copy what I was doing and sent them back to the National Apartment Association each year to compete in this contest. There are over 44,000 independent real estate owners in the United States that are a part of the Apartment Association. And yet, every year for 17 years, one of our members of Lifestyles Unlimited has won that award. And what's interesting is that I figured out something a long time ago, and that is, Vince Lombardi said it best, I think, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. In other words, all you have to do is come to Lifestyles, copy what we do exactly the way we do it, and you too can be a profitable apartment owner.